Right now, 42,000 federal workers at the USDA are in limbo, and so are the crucial programs they manage, which feed more than 41 million Americans a month. The government shutdown means half of the Agriculture Department staff is furloughed, while future funding is uncertain for critical federal assistance programs like SNAP, food stamps, and WIC, which provides food and support to mothers and babies. Joining me now, Ellen May, a furloughed federal worker and chapter president of the NTEU Chapter 255. Ellen, I want to let people know you are not representing your employer here. You're here speaking for yourself. Just how are you doing? How are your coworkers feeling?
Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for having me here. My coworkers and I are feeling really conflicted in this moment. So many of us have been overworked and exhausted since April, when we lost half of the staff in our office. And so we feel even guilty for seeing this as a reprieve, because what we really want to do is to be at work helping the people who rely on SNAP and WIC to feed their families and to put food on their tables. We're feeling angry at being treated as political pawns again, so that billionaires can have more money, while the people that we serve are being, strained even further and having to worry again about their benefits being at play. And we're also just anxious because we're hearing about the RIF potentials and office closures that are looming over USDA as this shutdown kind of drags on.
So have you gotten any clarity, any reassurance about the security of your job?
No, since we logged off yesterday after about 10 a.m., we haven't heard anything. Since we're not allowed to touch our government furnished devices after a shutdown, we've just been waiting to see how this all unfolds, just like everybody else.
Do you have any sense about the food assistance programs that you work on? Any idea how long their funding might last?
Yeah, so for SNAP, at least, we think that they will be okay for the month of October. October benefits have already started going out in some states. Some states send them out on the first of the month. We expect that all of the states will be able to issue SNAP benefits for the month of October, but things might get a little dicey if this drags on into November or even past that. And for programs like WIC, it's looking a lot more uncertain. It's possible that they have funding for 3 days, maybe 1 week. Of course, we hope for longer. And we have other programs too. We have programs that get food packages to seniors and people living on tribal lands. We also have programs that get farm fresh produce into schools, and we don't know about the funding for those programs right now while we're in the middle of the shutdown.
I want to play for you, if I can, what we heard from one woman. Now, she works at a food bank now, but she used to be a recipient of food assistance herself. Take a listen.
When I was on it, I look forward for it every month. I mean, you're going to see kids out here, they're going to be hungry, they're going to be starving, they're going to be trying to steal out of grocery stores. It's going to be really hard. I mean, it's going to be a big struggle.
Tell us what you know. What do you think will happen to the people who your program supports if funding runs out?
Yeah, we think that they'll have to turn to the food banks and to their friends and family to try to help them get more support. Food banks are already really strained right now, and we support them too in the course of our job. So we are concerned that the food banks will have enough food to feed all the people that might be turning to them for assistance. We have concerns that sometimes if the food banks are getting food trucks with food that's been transported in unsafe conditions, that they won't know what to do with all of that food. They won't know whether to accept it to feed the hungry people, or we don't know if they'll have to reject it and people will have to go hungry because the government is unable to care for all Americans right now, not just the richest ones.
Ellen May, I can't imagine being in your shoes or your colleagues, and the work you do is something that we should be proud of. And I'm sorry you're going through this. Keep in touch. Will you let us know how it's going?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Chris, for having us on here. And I'll definitely keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Ellen, thank you.